อ่านหนังสือคู่มือมนุษย์ของท่านพุทธทาสภิกขุเวอร์ชันภาษาอังกฤษ Handbook for Mandkind ต่อเนื่องหน้าที่57 The Threefold Trainingอ่านไปเลย The Threefold Training 5. In this chapter, we shall examine the method to be used for eliminating clinging. The method is based on 3 practical steps, namely morality, concentration, and insight. ศีล สมาธิ ปัญญา known collectively as the threefold training. threefold training คือการฝึกเนี่ยเริ่มจากศีล สมาธิ แล้วก็ปัญญา ทานศีลภาวนาทานศีลภาวนา The first step is morality ศีลละศีล Morality is simply suitable behavior that conforms with the generally accepted standards and causes no distress to other people or to oneself. It is quoted in the form of 5 moral precepts, or 8 or 10 or 227 คือศีลน่ะศีลก็เริ่มตั้งแต่ศีล 5 ศีล 8 ศีล 10 precepts คือศีล 5 or in other ways it is conducted by way of body and speech. Aim at peace and speech aim at peace, convenience and freedom from undesirable effects at the most basic level. It has to do with the members of a social group and the various pieces of property essential to living. Property essential for living. The second aspect of the threefold training is concentration. Samadhi. This consists in constraining the mind to remain in the condition most conducive to success in whatever he wishes to achieve. Just what is concentration? No doubt, most of you have always understood concentration as implying a completely tranquil mind and steady and unmoving as a log of wood. But merely these 2 characteristics of being tranquil and steady are not the real meaning of concentration. The basis for this statement is an utterance of the Buddha. He describes the concentrated mind as fit for work, Kammaniyam, in a suitable condition for doing its job. fit for work is the very best way to describe the properly concentrated mind. The third aspect is the training in insight ปัญญะปัญญาเนี่ยศีลสมาธิปัญญา The practice and through that gives rise to the full measure of right knowledge and understanding of true nature of all things. Normally we are incapable of knowing anything at all in its true nature. Mostly we either stick to our own ideas or go along with popular opinion. So that what we see is not the truth at all. It is for this reason that Buddhist practice includes this training in insight, the last aspect of threefold training, designed to give rise to full understanding of and insight into the true nature of things. In the religious context, understanding and insight are not by any means the same. Understanding depends to some extent on the use of reasoning, on rational intellection. Insight goes further than that. An object known by insight has been absorbed. It has been penetrated to and confronted face to face. The mind has become thoroughly absorbed in it through examination and investigation, so sustained that there has arisen a non-rational but genuine and heartfelt disenchantment with that thing and a complete lack of emotional involvement in it. Consequently, the Buddhist training in insight does not refer to intellectual understanding of the kind used in present day academic and scholarly circles, where each individual can have his own particular kind of truth. Buddhism insight must be intuitive insight, clear and immediate. The result of having penetrated to the object by one means or another, until it has made a definite and indelible impression on the mind. For this reason, the objects of scrutiny in insight training must be things that one comes into contact with in the course of everyday living, or at least they must be things of sufficient importance to render the mind genuinely fed up and disenchanted with them as transient, unsatisfactory, and not selves. However, much we think rationally, evaluating the characteristics of transience, unsatisfactoriness, and non-selfhood. Nothing results but intellectual understanding. There is no way it can give rise to disillusionment disillusionment, and disenchantment with worldly things. It must be understood that the condition of disenchantment represents that of desiring formerly infatuatingly attractive object, and that this in itself constitutes in the sight constitutes the insight. It is a fact of nature that the presence of genuine, clear insight implies the presence of genuine disenchantment. It is impossible that the process should stop short at the point of clear insight. Disenchantment expresses desire for the object and is bound to arise immediately. Training in morality is simply elementary preparatory practice. Preparatory practice which enables us to live happily and help stabilize the mind. Morality yields various benefits, the most important being of preparing of the way for concentration. Other advantages, such as conducing to happiness or to rebirth as a being. Celestial being ก็คือพรหมหรือเทวดา were not considered by the Buddha to be the direct aims of morality. He regarded morality as primarily a means of inducing and developing concentration. As long as things continue to disturb the mind, it can never become concentrated. Training in concentration consists in developing the ability to control this mind of ours, to make use of it, to make it do its job to the best advantage. Morality is good behavior in respect of body and speech. Concentration amounts to good behavior in respect of the mind and is the fruit of thorough mental training and discipline. The concentrated mind is devoid of all bad, defiling thoughts and does not wander off the object. It is in a fit condition to do its job, even in ordinary worldly situations. Concentration is always a necessity, no matter what we are engaged in. We can hardly do it successfully unless the mind is concentrated. For this reason, the Buddha counted concentration as one of the marks of a great man, regardless of whether a man is to be successful in worldly or in spiritual things. The faculty of concentration is absolutely indispensable. Take even a schoolboy. If he lacks concentration, how can he do arithmetic? The sort of concentration involved in doing arithmetic is natural concentration. It is only poorly developed concentration as a basic element in Buddhist practice, which is what we are discussing here. This concentration that has been trained and raised to a higher pitch than can develop naturally. Consequently, when the mind has been trained successfully, it comes to have a great many various special abilities, powers, and attributes. A person who has managed to derive this benefit from concentration can be said to have moved up a step towards knowing the secrets of nature. He knows how to control the mind and thus has abilities not possessed by the average person. The perfection of morality is an ordinary human ability. Even if someone makes a display of morality, morality, it is never a superhuman display. On the other hand, the attainment of deep concentration was classed by the Buddha as a superhuman ability, which the bhikkhus were never to make a display of. Anyone who did show off this ability was considered no longer a good bhikkhu, or even no longer a bhikkhu at all. To attain concentration necessitates making sacrifices, to have to put up with varying degrees of hardship, to train and practice until we have the degree of concentration appropriate to our abilities. Ultimately, we shall gain much better results in our work than can the average man, simply because we have better tools at our disposal. So to take an interest in this matter of concentration and don't go regarding it as something foolish and old-fashioned. It is definitely something of the greatest importance, something worth making use of all times, especially nowadays when the world seems to be spinning too fast and on the point of going up in flames. There is far more need for concentration now than there was in the time of the Buddha. Don't get the idea that it is just something for the people in temples or for clans. Until page number 61. Have a good night. เราก็จะอ่านให้จบเพราะว่าต้องมีแผนที่จะอ่านเรื่องต่อไปรอบที่สองก็คือมหาสติปัฏฐานสูตรของคุณดันตรึงเราต้องอ่านตรงนี้ให้จบก่อนวันนี้เดือนห้าไตรมาสที่สองนะจบเดือนหกก็จบเดือนหก ก็ไตรมาสที่ไตรมาสที่จบไตรมาสที่2ก็แผนมาสติปัฏฐานสูตรก็คือไตรมาสที่3ก็อยู่ตั้งแต่เดือน7เป็นต้นไปก็หวังว่าจะอ่านจบคือถ้าอ่านจริงๆก็จบแหละถ้าอ่านทุกวันก็จบแต่เราไม่ได้จำกัดจำกัดเป็นระยะยาวเลยใช่ไหม Have a good night